All right, we are live. Yeah, we're gonna do so. Um, man, that's so true, Abe. What you just said about the. It's something that I think we'll enjoy talking about. Hopefully today. If not, it's gonna be something we can revisit. Um,
Yeah.
Music play here for a minute. How you guys been, by the way?
Oh man, I have had a very busy week. So many doctor's appointments, so many phone calls, so much cooking and cleaning. I have just been incredibly busy.
I feel that.
It's good to actually sit down and talk to you guys.
It's good, man. I'm glad we were able to keep this going. I really enjoy our talks. How about you, Abe?
I've been good, kind of tired. Me and my girlfriend, we traumatized the nephew on Friday, so that took a toll out.
Traumatized?
Yeah, so apparently the kid wanted to go to Universal Studios because they have the Mario thing, and it's like, okay, so we went, and I didn't know this beforehand, but apparently the kid was having issues handling the rides at Legoland last year.
Oh no.
So at
Oh,
that point, it's like, yeah, and I find this out just as we're about to board the Jurassic Park ride, and it's
oh
like,
no.
oh, I don't think this is a good idea, but it wasn't.
Oh, after you stand in line that long, you can't turn back. You're bought in.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So kid rode that ride.
rough.
Uh,
That's rough.
yeah,
Way to break the kid in.
yeah. It's like, hey, this is life, buddy. Get used to it.
Yeah,
It's a hard world out there, man.
yeah, it really is.
Dinosaurs will get
Yeah.
you.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we're going. Uh, this is the Sandpit for recording's sake and everything. Um, it is a place where two of my friends and myself talk about different topics, and I believe we just kind of are honest about what we think and feel. Um, so on the mic is myself, Tom. Um, then there is Stoba.
That's
Sto.
me, Stoba. Yup. Hey, are we on episode 3
Oh
or
yes.
episode 2? I don't know if you want the first episode number 0 or what.
Yeah, I think I'll have that be 0. I think this will be the real 2. Um,
Okay, okay.
just because we're we're slowly getting through this, you know what I mean, with working out the kinks and bugs with our schedules and the sound quality and everything.
Yeah.
And that,
Only real fans are listening this early.
yeah, the people that go back and like, find like the random fucking shit that we talk about. um, also, yeah, I think that's a good way of doing it. So this will be episode 2 of the Sandpit. Um, as Stova said, uh, Stoba, I've known him for years. He's an amazing, amazing person.
No, too nice, too nice.
And then we have also Abe.
Hello, hello. I'm the token minority.
He is. Abe's somebody that I've known for a very large chunk of my life. Amazing person as well. Both Stoba and Abe have been, cornerstones in my life. Um, Always giving me good perspective and giving me good input on what they think and feel that has affected me greatly. I love them both to death. They're amazing. I wish I was able to spend more time with them. I'm so happy we're able to do this.
You can't keep opening the podcast like this, man. You're gonna make me cry.
I try. I try. Um, okay, so today, I, I, I have a mixed bag of topics I want to talk about. The main topic I want to talk about is starting with is video games, though. A few things going on with video games recently, and kind of also want to talk about the games that we play that we always go back to. Uh, ask each other kind of the whys we go back to those games. Um, what makes it so enjoyable to go back to Super Black Bass on the Super Nintendo for Stoba. Um, but seriously, stuff of that nature. I'm hoping we're able to have some time for talk about mental health too, and maybe some paranormal. We'll see how it goes though. I mean, we talked about Titanic for 40 minutes last time, but I think that was mostly me just talking a lot.
I learned a lot. It was very fun, actually.
It was, and to kind of go back on that too, for anybody that listens to that podcast, there were a few things that I did have wrong. One of them was the ship's bow and stern aren't 3 miles apart; they're a third of a mile apart. So they are a lot closer together than what I originally said. It's still quite a bit, in my opinion. Um, but and then in between them is the debris field, whatever. We'll might revisit that in the future. I'm really looking forward to revisiting the dolphin versus man one though, because as I'm at work, I'm trying to fine tune it more and more in my head. It's just nonstop.
Yeah, I look forward to the corrections podcast.
Yes, yes. I think that'd
A
be
very special episode.
yes. Um,
I'm I'm looking forward to when we could actually afford a dolphin because this is going to settle a lot of arguments apparently.
yeah.
Can you actually buy a dolphin?
I mean,
I mean,
so to go based off what we originally planned and thought out, we would either be so rich enough to where we could just buy one no matter what, or we just go capture one.
But who's selling dolphins? Like you can't just go on Amazon.
Oh, I'm sure
you
Abe.
got to go into the international waters. I'm sure people do all sorts of
Yes.
shit for money, you know?
Oh man, maybe it is easier just
Hmm.
to steal one. Oh,
Just go fishing with some nets, man. You'll catch one sooner or later. They're so nice, so, they'll come up to you.
yeah. You just hold a fish, they'll probably like jump right into your gladiatorial ring.
Okay, so let's start it off with some video games stuff. Um,
Oh yeah.
man, I before I get into my habits, I want to talk about have you guys seen the don't kill video games thing that was going on in Europe?
Don't kill video games?
Yeah, I'm totally butchering it.
Oh, that's like the petition, right? To
Yes.
where they want developers or publishers to keep game servers operational even after they take the games down.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and I think the whole like
Oh, the
go for it.
for like
Mm-hmm.
preservation and all that. Yeah.
And I think like the whole like if they discontinue it, they'll expect you to destroy your copy and all that type of stuff too. Um,
Yeah, I've heard of that.
I think the petition got passed or like I think it went well by what I saw. Um, I personally I always try to think about Titanfall when it comes to this, Titanfall 2 especially, how awesome and enjoyable that game is and how I believe the servers are gone, right?
I love that game so much. Is it? Can you not play it anymore?
You can play the single player, but I don't think you can play the multiplayer anymore unless it's
Oh,
like
that's crushing.
I think they killed it for Apex Legends, I believe.
Yeah, probably.
Um, which is just so sad. I mean, sure you could probably still do a server with host your own server or something, maybe I'd imagine on the PC, but uh, it, looking back at all that type of stuff, I understand why a company would stop. I mean, you're making no money, more money off of it. The group of people that are playing are so small, it doesn't really fucking matter.
Yeah.
But the preserving games in general, I think is important. I'm a very firm believer that a video game is entertainment, sure, but in some aspects, it's also an art form. There's so much that you can learn from playing and watching a video game, in my opinion. Um,
Yeah, man. It's a lifeline for people, you know? People build whole communities around these games. I
yes.
know when I was a teenager, I got really involved in an MMO, Asheron's Call, in like the late 90s, early 2000s. And that ran for 17 years. And when they took the servers offline, it was super sad. Like people had their whole friend groups like built around that. Their whole like social and communities,
Mm-hmm.
and just having the servers unceremoniously ripped down with no place for these people to go. It's really sad. You know, people play games for a lot of reasons, and one of the really big ones is I think is community and friendship.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
The games can be a
Yeah,
lifeline for people.
yeah. I mean, especially the online ones, the MMOs or the whatever. I mean, the end result of everyone, I think, is once you know get several max level characters, you beat all the bosses, you get all the loot you want. It's like at this point you log in, you sit down, and you chat with your people on the chat, and you know.
Yeah,
And if that's the way you want to enjoy it, so be it. You know, that's sort of what natural in a way. You know, like I still talk to you guys
Mm-hmm.
you know, through several different ways of communication. I mean, I remember MSN, I remember AIM, you know. Games are that plus more, especially the online ones, you know, like
I would have never met Stoba if I hadn't um a series of events really. I met Non back in RO through a different friend. Him and me played other MMOs together once they came out. Then we played WoW. We met Stoba that way. Um, I mean, really, there's a lot of people out there that it really touches and helps people bridge that gap with more people to find those people that have the same interests and things of that nature. I think especially with MMOs or even just online games in general, it's pretty big. So I'm glad to see certain things stay around when they do, when it comes to things of that nature.
yeah, totally, man. I'd love to see just the minimal amount of support for those games and their communities. I know it meant a lot to me in the past, and I know how much that means to people.
Hmm. And I mean, sorry, and I mean like even Asheron's Call, they still have that going, don't they? Like you pay a one-time fee and it's a small
It's
server.
it's totally dead. There's a private server if you know how to get
Mm,
there, if you know the right people. I mean, you send me a message, I'll hook you up maybe. But no, official support's totally dead.
oh,
It's 100% thanks to piracy and people willing to like go to the effort of like rebuilding those databases from scrap and hosting servers to try to emulate something similar.
yeah,
Like those people are doing the Lord's work, as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, I agree. Um,
so yeah, I've I've actually talked to one or two people that were working on something similar for like defunct games. Like I think there was like Ghost in the Shell online game that went down, and I knew people that were trying to bring that back, and it does seem like very tedious and painstaking work just to like all you're left with is the client, the
mm-hmm.
part you download, and trying to actually figure out, well, okay, if I do this sends a packet that does this, and so just to backwards engineer some type of
Yeah.
server that functions. It's wild.
It really is the amount the dedication that goes into it. It really is amazing what people or do for their community. The fact that the community is an online community too, instead of like a in your neighborhood community. Um, it's amazing.
People have an unimaginable love for some games. You know, another one of my favorites that I go back to every once in a while is Gunbound. I played
Oh
that when I was
gosh.
a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
and that game got sold so many times to different companies trying different monetization models that very rapidly it became the most unplayable, ad-filled,
Yep.
grossly bloated game you could ever imagine. And a group of people went back and tried to emulate that game as it was, like
Mm-hmm.
25 years ago when I was playing it. And it's a very, very small, tight-knit community, but I put so many hundreds of hours into that game. Every once in a while, it's so good to go back and just feel the muscle memory, see that all your memories in front of you.
Watch
So much nostalgia in that stuff.
watch somebody do mode 2 instead of mode 1 Bigfoot on a grub.
Oh, Tom, the battles we've had. I still can't believe you're a grub main.
I love
You're a
it.
monster,
I love it, man. It's
and a beautiful monster at that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, so talking about games that we always go back to, for me, it's gotta be Bloodborne. I don't know what it is about that game. The flow of it just sings to me, and I love it. And I think that I'd be fine with if the servers went off, but I would hate that. Um, I guess I would hate the idea of not being able to help somebody out that's having trouble, or not being able to fight off somebody that wants to have a duel to test out builds with each other, or whatever the case may be. But that game is always something I go back to. I mean,
Yeah, I know Bloodborne has a pretty big fan base, right?
it's a decent size. Like I know that I don't think there ever will be a Bloodborne 2. I mean, it's just with everything that goes going on. I know there's the games are very similar. There's the one that's on the Switch 2 that's coming out that's people are saying it's Bloodborne 2 just based off like the mechanics and stuff. But yeah, it has a decent sized fan base. I don't think as big as some of the other Souls games though.
Yeah, I know the Souls game in general have a very broad fan base. Like
Hmm.
it's become very mainstream, where it started off pretty niche.
Yes, yeah.
But even among my friends, like I know there's like 10% of people out of all the Dark Souls and Demon Souls, they all tell me Bloodborne's where it's at.
It really is.
That was the real stuff. And everybody's looking for that Bloodborne too.
Man, it really is. I don't know what it is about it, but just everything about it feels right.
It's the gun, man. It's the gun. It's shooting things right in the face from point blank.
Yeah, the special type of parry that it has for that. Um, for me, I think it's the dodge. Um, it you're not dodging, you're kind of just sidestepping more. Um, and the aesthetics of it, the sounds, the lighting. It's where I learned that I love the Moonlight Greatsword. That sword in that game just speaks to me.
I've heard. I never actually played Bloodborne myself, but I have watched people play it.
Hmm.
And from what I've seen, like a lot of the Dark Souls games, Demon Souls games, they have wider weapon selections.
Hmm.
But Bloodborne has fewer, but it seems like they're way more dedicated to like the move sets of each individual weapon and all of them feeling very different from each other.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So maybe that's part of the recipe that makes it great.
That makes sense too. I mean, like, there's some really wild stuff in there, like the cause parasite. If you unlock it all the way, you turn into broccoli head is what they call them, call the mode whatever. But the move set
Yeah.
is so different than any other move set that there is, and each weapon is like that. Like there's very few similarities. Some of the saw weapons are pretty similar, but there's still enough difference that your build feels different than what it was before. I think that gives a lot of replayability too.
Right. Yeah, I always saw the Kirk hammer, and I thought, my
Hmm.
God, it's beautiful.
Kirk
I
Hammer's
love
so
those
strong, man.
super. I love those super slow, strong weapons. You know
Yeah.
me. Any
Yes.
game I play, I want to play the biggest, slowest, scariest thing.
Man, when you had those two in Elden Ring, those two stone hammers, and you just jumped attack that dude and put him down.
Yeah, we didn't PvP much, but I did one shot a guy with a jumping attack, and it felt great.
Yeah, that was hilarious. You just jumped over that wall and landed on his ass.
I think I clipped his ankle,
Yeah,
and he fell over dead. That poor guy.
It's a Keely cereal, as it were.
yes. It's funny. I'm going back and I'm playing Dark Souls 3. I'm trying to do a sorcerer build, and I have a run in Elden Ring going as a sorcerer build, but man, it feels way more different, way more. I I I just don't enjoy it as much. Like in Elden Ring, the Frenzy Flame build I have, I just absolutely love. And in there,
Oh, yeah.
I see the similarities there with the Sorcerer build, but it's not the same.
I saw some of that Frenzy Flame stuff you did. That is the sickest looking stuff I've ever seen in a
Yes.
video game.
Oh man, yeah.
There was one move I think where you grab someone by the face
Mm-hmm.
and you just like cyclops straight into their eyeballs.
Yes, yeah.
That's just so metal.
It's a good command grab. Um, what about you, Abe? Do you have a game that you always go back to?
Um, I mean, I don't really think so. I mean, I have a certain game type I like going back to. With for me, it's really kind of like Metroidvania style things because I really love the feeling of progression and exploration. I kind of want to be railroaded in my video games experiences because I don't, you give me a sandbox, I could do anything. I don't really
Mm-hmm.
feel like doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to feel like I'm being railroaded. I will, it's like, yeah, there's one place I just got decided I know I'm supposed to go, but let me explore around, let me get lost, and let me just find it on my own. Like
Yes.
that experience is what I kind of enjoy going back to.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Go for it.
And also, for your previous, I've never actually played any of the Souls games or the other ones, but I do remember I played this game called Eternal Ring, and this is a PlayStation 2 FromSoft game before they became FromSoft.
Yes.
And if you want to trip out, go look at that or even play it and compare it to some of like the newer games they've released.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that, and you suggested it to me. I should emulate it sometime and try it out.
Seriously, they made Eternal Ring and then like 20 years later they made Elden Ring.
The
Yeah,
thing about that too is the Moonlight Greatsword and a few other items that are still in it, or they're in Elden Ring, are in all those games. They've carried on so many different names, or item, just whatever, to new games.
Wow.
So, why do you feel like that exploration, and going through the game like that, it kind of chimes with you?
Mm, I don't know. It just feels like my investment in a game is sort of rewarding me with the experience. Like the experience is opening up sort of like a nice bouquet on a wine. Like you start to pour it in the decanter and it's just opening up. And it's like it feels like you go from like this basic person, and most of them, right? And then
Hmm.
you end up in this situation where you're just like, oh shit, well, like I'm like you just it's growth, and you start in this little area, and then it gets deeper and deeper, and depending on which one, right? Like Blasphemous.
Yes.
Blasphemous is sort of a Metroidvania that I understand is kind of inspired by the Souls games, right?
Yeah.
And in that one, you keep going and you find more and more fucked up bosses and NPCs and even the enemies, and it's like, oh shit, what am I gonna see next? Like it's yeah,
I gotta say, Blasphemous and Blasphemous 2 are some of my favorite Metroidvania type games. Blasphemous definitely, after that first tutorial boss fight, it hooked me when he took that fucking his helmet off, filled it with blood, and then put that helmet right back on. Um,
Remember that?
it's it's such a good game. The art style is amazing. In two, you have more selection of weapon types, and I remember rolling with the pizza cutter, the fucking chain, chain and ball, I think it was. Um, they really hit home with that.
yeah. Also, the story in that was I haven't played two.
Hmm.
I got one on a really good Switch sale, and so I played the hell out of that. I still need to play two. But yeah, just like what hooked me definitely about that one, on top of like the usual things I like about Metroidvania, was
Hmm.
definitely like the art style and the story. Like it was very, very medieval Catholic church, where it's the self-flagellation and the
Hmm.
fucking up, effing yourself up in the name of God was very, very popular. And it's like, God damn, this is fucked up.
Yeah, the I have this man growing out of my chest, and it's a miracle that this is happening. Yeah.
Right.
Or the frayed, I think in two, the flayed lady, where she upgrades something of yours, I forgot what, but as she does that, these angels are flaying her, and taking her skin off of her. That whole yeah, I really liked that type of that storytelling that they did in that, and the way that they presented it, more or less.
Yeah.
That just sounds so gruesome.
It the pixel art for it is very gruesome. Uh, so what do you guys feel about gacha games? Like the real only reason I bring this up is the whole
Oh
the
yeah.
anime horse ladies racing game.
Anime horse racing game with horse
Oh my
ladies.
god, it's
Mm.
called like
How weirdly
Umaru.
specific.
It's been pretty big lately. I've seen a lot of
You
people.
mean Uma Musume, Pretty
Yes,
Derby?
yes, yes, yeah.
Well, I've really only played about 10 hours of that, so I don't know if I'm qualified to
I,
speak.
Y-
I don't even know what that is.
Oh man, Abe, I gotta link you this stuff. Um,
It's imagine anime girls with
Done.
horse ears and
Hmm.
occasionally tails, and
Hmm.
they go to an all-girls school where they race around a horse track,
Oh,
and that's their entire life. And they socialize with each other and they talk. I don't really know if they date or make out, but
I
they
sup-
definitely build friendships, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
I remember reading, I think on Reddit, somebody was talking about there was this one of the horse ladies that she always loses no matter what, but she always tries her best. So people always
Oh yeah,
bet on her just because they're like she's at least trying her best.
yeah. I got her out of one of the first boxes I opened.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that's amazing. I should try that game out. Um,
it's free to play.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I heard it also has PvP.
Really, you just race your.
I haven't gotten into it. I haven't gotten into it.
no, no,
Honestly,
wait.
I launched it and I was like, this is so much talking. I just wanted to race horse girls. It's an incredibly convoluted UI.
Oh.
I think they've been playing this game for like maybe 5 to 10 years or something
Mm-hmm.
in Japan. And so it's just had like continual development for that long. So the first time you launch it, it is just a mess of expansions and limited time events, and
Oh.
navigating the menu is a nightmare. But
But that's sort
once
of
I figured it out, it was okay. It was okay.
but that's sort of par for course with a lot of the gotcha games, isn't it? Like, and also you say it's free to play, but is it really?
I guess it depends on how much you want to put into it, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you do all the quests and you log in and you do your dailies and you get all the synergies and you do your limited time events, you have a reasonable chance of pulling a 3-star horse girl.
But you want guarantee you get one, so you just keep pumping. 20 bucks here and there is not that big, not that bad. And you just keep
I mean,
doing.
you always want more,
Mm-hmm.
and you need support characters too, because it's not just about your horse girl. It's about the friendships she has available to her. Oh,
But
God.
that's what they always say, right? It's all about the friendships you form along the way, right? So now you can they monetize it. So there we go.
they've monetized friendship. Damn it.
That's perfect. Um, I love gotcha games. I actually only have ever played one. I think the Hawken Star, I think is what it was.
Do you mean Honkai Star Rail?
Yes, yes, yes. And it was
Oh,
fun.
I
Yep.
know what you mean.
I rarely play gotcha games, so I hardly know anything about them.
I love the gamble. I just love gambling. Uh, Back in fucking Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior 4 on the Nintendo in America, they would have like the casino where you could play slot machines. And as a kid, I would just fucking dump all my money into that.
Yeah, man, that was me in The Legend of Mystical Ninja on the SNES.
Yes, yeah.
I
Oh,
gotta
I
get
love
up
that
to the
one.
slot machines and strike it rich.
Or the horses. You could bet on the horses in that one too.
Yeah, man, totally.
It, it's just something about that. I feel like that kind of speaks to why I enjoy games like Dark Souls in general. Uh, the whole gamble of is what I'm making actually sustainable in what I need to fight and things of that nature. Maybe, I don't know. Um, but anyways, what about you, Stobo? Why do you feel like you go back to what you go back to?
Well, I'll tell you why I go back to gotcha games, and it's because they've just so effectively monetized dopamine. I love opening the boxes. I got really into Honkai Star Rail for about a month solid.
Mm-hmm.
I logged in, I did my dailies, I kept hoping for the best characters and doing everything. I played through all the content they had, and then they were like, wait for a patch or spend money.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm gonna walk away. Which I'm very glad I did because I have known people who have spent upwards of 5 grand on Genshin.
God, man.
And it's scary. Like people tell themselves, it's the last game I ever need to play, so I might as well
Mm-hmm.
spend money on it.
That's how I treated Final Fantasy 14 for a while. Is
Yeah.
this is so much content. Then when we got to the end of everything, was okay. There's still stuff to do, and there's it turned into okay. I just need to walk away. I'm not not getting my money's. I am getting my money's worth, but not in a mental state getting what I want.
Yeah, it's not mentally healthy to just do one thing. Like no matter what it is.
Yeah.
People should be a little more diversified. It's
It.
a
A little
weird thing.
more, well-rounded, as it were.
Yeah. Got gotcha games are like they're predatory, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like most people don't fall for it. You know, most people they play the game, maybe they spend $5, $15. It doesn't ruin their life. But that's not who they're making their money off of, you know? They're not making their money $5 here, $10 there. They're making their money from people that spend like 5K a month, 10K a month. The whales,
Yeah.
you
The
know?
whales, yeah.
And a lot of the people that are spending that money aren't people that can really afford it.
Yeah.
You know, it's people that are really otherwise really vulnerable to gambling addictions and stuff. So there's so many ethical questions around gotcha games.
I feel like trading card games are like that too. I play Magic and I'll watch my friends buy, you know, $400 worth of boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and they're struggling with their money, and I'm just like, I can't do that. I'll make my certain set of decks and be happy, but the amount of money that they're investing and not getting a good return, just it's sad to watch and see, but man, the gamble. I love busting open a pack and seeing if I actually made something or not, even though I know deep down I'm not making anything.
You, you know, the ironic thing is, uh, anything truly collectible, like take the Final Fantasy Magic series that just came out or whatever, right?
Hmm.
So the best way to have made money in that situation would have been to buy one of the collector boxes and not touching it.
Yeah.
Because right now I think they went up to over $2,000 for a box, which is like 14 packs.
Yep.
When on release you could have picked one up for like 600 or 500 or something like
Hmm.
that if you were like lucky enough to find it in store or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the way I've approached things. I'm sitting on a lot of, Counter Strike, how they
Hmm.
have their box system, their gotcha system. I'm
Yeah,
sitting on a
totally.
lot of old boxes I bought for 10 cents that I could sell at any moment for $2. So I'm at this point, I don't really ever have to spend my own personal money on games to be able to play something I want to play on Steam.
I have not looked at my Counter-Strike inventory in 15 years.
Look at it. You might have some stuff worth like, I know some of the really early stuff it sells for like over $10 just for a box. So
Whoa. I should definitely look.
yeah,
I haven't
yeah,
been able
and it
to
tells you
afford
right
a new
there.
game in like an entire year. So maybe I will.
Hey, if you ever want something, let me know. I'm sitting on more money in video games that I'll spend. I have such a giant backlog as it is. It's like, damn.
Maybe just buy me some Counter-Strike boxes and keys, you know. I'd love to spin the wheel, see what I get.
Oh no, see that's how they get you.
Come
That's how they
on,
get you.
man. I want
The
the
moment
legendary knife.
it's like a new car. The moment you drive it off the lot, you've lost money. The
Yep.
moment you open that box, you took all the
Unless
value
there's a
away.
G6 Karambit in there, man, with the stat tracker.
Exactly,
I'll,
but I mean,
I'll split it with you, man. Come on. I
um,
need this.
so this is why I like going to Vegas every now and then. Hear me out. Hear me out.
yep.
Hear me out.
Okay.
Because I've seen people ruin their lives on the online gambling web, the social casinos they call them.
Yep.
Now, there's only so much damage you could do yourself on a vacation to Vegas. Like you take the money you have on you that you're willing to lose. You leave your debit card at home. You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
You'll have a good time. You'll be like, okay, I got out my system. Now, if you could just sit there all day, every day, okay, let me stick another 20 in there. Okay, I'm so close. Another 20, another 20. Same thing with gotcha. Same thing with everything. It's the limited access versus experience.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
it's an experience when you could just spend a weekend doing something and you get back and it's like, okay, I can't go back right away. Like I got real life to handle.
Right,
You
right,
know.
right.
Something I always,
Set that time aside
yeah,
and go totally wild.
yeah.
Exactly.
Something I always do whenever I go to a casino, which is extremely rare. Um, I set an amount that I will spend, and then I set an amount that I will stop at if I win a certain amount, and that's helped me out a lot. Um,
Hmm.
I think when I was a kid, my parents when we lived in Mississippi, we used to go to oh fuck what the circus one. What's the fuck it's called? There was a few different casinos that were sitting on the Mississippi River. So my mom and my dad would take me on like Friday night, Saturday night, and I would play in the arcade while they did that, and I kind of watched them burn through money and watch them win and watch them lose, and I think that helped
Wow.
me realize some of that. And also, I met some really weird people. There was one kid I met that he said he basically lived in the hotels with his mom, and she goes from like casino to casino, casino to.
Oh,
I was
oh
like,
no.
I was like, oh shit. I was in the back of my head, I'm thinking, how do you go to school? There's not a single school near these casinos.
Who needs school when you can gamble, baby?
Yeah,
Hmm.
So wait, you're telling me like these casinos had like a child daycare area set up where you could just park your kids
yeah,
while you spent money gambling?
yep. My mom would give me like $20 worth of $20 to play arcades for 4 hours,
Wow.
Yeah.
and I learned to be like smart about what I played, like because some of those games would be like $1, like Soul Calibur. I remember being expensive to
Oh,
play.
yeah,
Um,
those 3D fighters, man.
the Virtual Fighter,
Tekken.
yeah, the one where you're robots fighting. Oh man, I can't remember it. Some really good.
Virtual on.
Yes, yeah.
That
You
was a
sit in
good
the
one.
seat
Yeah.
with a yeah, that was fun.
The two joysticks. That's always
hmm
the best way to fight a mech.
Um, I think that's what that a lot of that helped me realize. Okay, I have a set amount. I have a set amount I'm going to stop at.
Yeah, I think if you look at gambling as like a source of entertainment that you're going to spend money for and be distracted for a certain length of time, that's like the only healthy way to gamble.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
gambling as a compulsion because you need to like make money, you need that dopamine hit, and you're constantly like just going into debt to get that fix,
hmm
or parking your kids in daycare so you can get that fix. That's a huge problem,
I'll
man.
be real with you too. It wasn't really daycare either. There was no like attendees in there. It was just kids. It was just anybody could come in, hang out,
Just
arcade,
Lord of the Flies,
pretty much, yeah.
no supervision.
No supervision at all. I remember even one of them, they had like a counter where you could trade in tickets and whatnot, but after 8 p.m. they would shut that down and there would be nobody in there, so they just had an arcade that you could go in and play. Uh,
Damn.
I remember one night I went through my money and like the normal time frame had passed, and I think it was like another 2 hours before my parents showed up because they were on a winning streak. I was just like just hanging out in the arcade looking at stuff is a sad day for me.
And one of my favorite arcade memories, I was in uh, I was in a different state visiting family, and I went to a big ass arcade I'd never seen before. And I had $5, which was not a lot, and I had hours to kill. And they had slot machines set up, so I hit the slots. I found one hot machine, and I basically hit a jackpot on the thing. I turned $5 in quarters into like $50
Nice.
in quarters or tokens or whatever it
Yeah.
was. And I literally could not spend them all. So as the hours went by, I started giving them away. People would come up to me and beg for tokens. And I was just throwing it at them. Left-handed, right-handed, hand over fist. I felt like a rich king. It was probably the happiest I've ever been in my entire life.
That's pretty good.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, couldn't spend them all. Had a blast.
I remember becoming really good at the machine where the light spins around in a circle and you have to hit the button to stop it in a certain thing, and like in between two
I know that
poles.
one.
Yeah, I was able to hit
Yeah.
hit the jackpot on it almost.
You actually
All
hit
the
the jackpot
Oh
on one of
yes,
those?
yes. Every time I went, it'd be
Uh,
the first machine I go to, and I'd hit the jackpot and then move on. I realized I started to realize after I hit the jackpot, it'd be near impossible to hit it again. I think I was able to jackpot it twice in one night, but like the same trick that I would use would not work at after that first jackpot.
Yeah, I think those machines are programmed to
Mm-hmm.
only pay out jackpots after a certain number of spins, right?
Yeah.
Just like a slot
something.
machine or a crane machine where you go for the teddy bears or something.
Right, because the way I've seen similar ones work, not this one, but I know there's something else with one of the claw machine variants, the one where it like presses the thing. It's like if you're off, it'll go down immediately, and if you're on it, it'll spin a little more just to go down, and you barely miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it's like,
Programmed to get the money.
Yeah, they
yeah, of
programmed
course.
the near
Mm-hmm.
miss to like incentivize you to pay again. You're like, I was so close.
Yep.
One more quarter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I guess that's how a lot of video games are nowadays too. I mean, companies in general. That's just another way to get the money, which makes sense, of course. But that kind of also goes into the mental health that the person who's playing, um,
Yeah.
how predatory it
It's
can be and things of that nature.
yeah, it's all like neuroscience and reward scheduling and all that stuff. Like they have human like psychology and physiology basically down to a science, man. They know
Mm-hmm.
exactly how many spins it takes, how much they have to pay out to keep you invested. It's really pretty sick.
It really is. It's one of those things that I'm glad I'm glad I experienced a younger age, because now I can look back a little bit and kind of understand it more and know that I'm getting got compared to if I were to have jumped into it later on and experiencing the more in-depth um, gotcha of it while I have actually more money to spend than what I should spend.
Yeah. I think some people are just more vulnerable to that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Just like with drugs, you know. One guy can smoke crack and be like, that was a great time. Don't need to do it again. Another dude like smokes crack. He's like, great. Gonna do it every day for the rest of my life until I die.
Yeah.
You know, I think gacha games and gambling can kind of be like that,
Oh
where
yeah.
for the vast majority of people, maybe it's fine, doesn't ruin their life, but you try it once and you're hooked for life if you got the right physiology.
Man,
Yeah.
that's true. So,
So funny story about that though is, the physiology of it, it's weird because, going into personal, so my granddad drank himself to death when he in his early 40s, right? But my dad was able to quit just like that. So physiology is big on it, but some personal awareness helps a lot too, I feel.
Yeah.
I agree.
uh yeah, the personal awareness of, oh, I can't do this, let me not. And that's not a satisfying feeling if you have the physiology, but it's just what it is.
Hmm. I think you're 100% right on that. Like my dad told me about my grandfather one day that I didn't even know I had because I thought my papa was my grandfather. But apparently he's an alcoholic, lives next to the bar that he works and drinks at type of deal. And my dad told me that's why he doesn't drink. But also view my dad and I see how he gambles and I see that being the other hole that he filled that spot with. But he does it in such a way that is an addiction, but maybe not as deep as it could have been if he had not established that mentally.
Hmm.
And I think with me too, it I think that's helped me out to a degree, but I definitely see I'll be doing something that falls in line with that, and falls in line with the addiction part of it, and I will start to break away from it because I start to kind of correspond the two together.
Yeah, yeah. I know both of my parents were chain smokers. And like back in the 90s there wasn't such a stigma about it, right? Like
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I remember going on car rides where they'd both be in the front seat just chain smoking, all the windows up, just hotboxing the entire car with like three kids in the back seat. I had probably gotten more secondhand smoke by the time I was 10 than than a lot of people who smoke every day. So I had no trouble just staying away from cigarettes my entire life,
Yeah.
just from their example and seeing how addicted they were. It was to this day, at the age of 40, I have not even smoked one cigarette, and I
That's
have no
good.
desire to.
That's really good, man.
Yeah,
I think it's
there's
like
nothing
that for a
good in
lot of people.
smoking.
I
Um,
think a lot of people
go for
see what their parents do and their gross habits, and they stay away from it. Almost learning from example, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. A lot of people they fight that construct of I don't want to be my parent in their bad states. Um,
Yeah, I think a lot of people either become almost exactly like their parents or the exact opposite of their parents,
yes.
in one aspect or another.
Right, right. It's that whole remember that show Family Ties? You
Mm-hmm.
know, it was like the hippie parents and then it was like the very conservative children, you know, like
Man,
it happens that generational shift, you know, where you just go to the extreme the other way.
yeah.
Man, that's a really good point, Abe. It makes me think of I I've been thinking about the what the fuck is it? Gen Z, Gen
Gen Alpha is the freshest. Gen Z is a little bit older.
right, Gen Z. I've been thinking about them. I've been working where I work right now with a lot of them. A lot of kids in their 20s and they're 18. My
Oh God.
I think
Oh God.
my three bosses, they're 20. One's gonna turn 21 this month. One is 23, and the other one's 20, just 20, I think. I can't if I remember.
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of Z's.
Yeah. Um, the way that they handle things, the way that they expect things, is so different. Um, but the thing that I always kind of go to is I always see, life is a loop. It's just different. It's hard to explain. I have to put it down one day.
It's a flat circle, and we just keep coming back
Yes.
around.
Um,
Yeah.
I agree. Because I start to think of the stuff of like, um, man, the stuff that I'm seeing, they have no idea that they're going to see what I'm seeing when I'm older. And I think about when I was younger, my grandfather saying the exact same thing, more or less, of you don't care about it right now, but you will care about it. And I'm like, no, I'm never gonna care about that shit. But now it's all I can think about sometimes.
Ah, yeah, you're getting old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got a birthday on Wednesday, man. Getting older by the day.
Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah. Happy early birthday.
Thank you. Um, it, in talking with a lot of these, I say kids, they're adults. Some of them, I think that there's some
Eh,
17. Yeah,
If you're like 20 years older than them, you can call them kids, right?
okay.
Even if you're like 80 and they're 60.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Um, talking with a lot of them, I see where they're coming from. I see the struggles that they're viewing, and I see the things that they're afraid of. And I think about how when I was in the same age, I had the exact same thoughts and fears that they are, just in a different aspect. And nowadays, I care less about those things because I realize how insignificant that is compared to what's really going on around me.
Or do you just care less because you're getting older and going to die sooner?
No, I thought about that too. That maybe it's because I care less because of my because I'm getting older and because of the pills that I take for my depression and stuff. But really, no, I care less for different reasons. I care less because it has no significance to me anymore. If somebody doesn't like me, I just don't. It doesn't matter to me. Um,
Oh yeah.
if it bothers me, of course, to well, why? But at the same time, it turns into I'm just gonna keep going because it doesn't matter, and I don't need to know the why this person doesn't like me based off of the one interaction that we had. Uh,
Yeah. I
Meanwhile,
think that's a common perception
mhm,
among aging people, right? Like when you're so young, you're so concerned about being part of a tribe and worrying about how people treat you. And the older you get, and the busier you get, and the more tired you get, the less you care about bullshit.
yeah,
And you just click your filters in life, like filter this out, filter that. I don't need any of this bullshit. I'm gonna focus on what actually matters to me. I think younger people have their filters wider open. They care about more shit. And older people have given up. They've lost hope on so many different categories, right? Politically, spiritually, physically. It's like, I've given up on my body. Fuck that shit.
hmm I know where
I'm
my
just gonna ride it out until I fucking die.
I know where my limits are. Um,
Yeah.
Man, yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I feel like I've been for the past 3 years. Just waiting to die, more or less.
Yeah, right.
Welcome to the club.
I
Yeah.
think young people are in the same boat, but they realize it's gonna take them like 20 years,
hmm Yeah.
30 years, 40 years. Oh, God. What a miserable
So,
and wonderful life we live.
Yeah.
so I think that's definitely part of it. I think part of it is also just a certain level of maturity, right?
hmm
Because less things bother you, but you become better at dealing with the shit that still kind of gets to you a little because you realize, oh well, I mean, it's just my feelings. I got to deal with my feelings. It's not about whoever's causing them. It's in me. It has nothing to do with them really. And
Yeah.
that's sort of where I'm at. Like, I definitely don't let shit get to me for the most part. And the stuff that kind of does bother me, I realize, well, I mean, it's my issue. This person's just showing me a part of me that I still need to work on, and so I just focus on doing that work. I don't throw myself a pity party or
Damn it, you're
whatever that I might have done.
you're so mature, man. God.
The self growth that you attempt to do day by day, is
I wish I had that perspective.
No, well, it's not just about self growth. It's like, well, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. I don't want to have to deal with myself. Let me just get out my own way. Because fuck, dude, life can be challenging enough as it is, and then in that way, I get myself out of my own way. I could deal with life a little better, and life is a little better these days because I get out of my own way when I'm enjoying life too. You know.
Yeah, I think attention is a resource, and you only have so much time and so much attention in the
Hmm.
day. And the older you get, probably the better you are about choosing where you spend that attention.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. So I think we talked decently about video games and a little bit about mental health. For me, man, mental health is rough. It's or not rough. it's rough. Let's just be real. It is what it is. um, Talking to like when I was going to a therapist, I want to go back. I don't feel like I gained much from it besides the overanalyzing my thoughts, and then giving me self-reflection down the road has helped me realize a few things about myself. Um, but the them telling me that I basically was born depressed, more or less, and that uh, there's only so much that they can do to help, and that realization that um, it to me everything that we do is so tiny and insignificant. It doesn't matter. Um, Even though I absolutely love my life that I have with my wife and my dogs and my friends. Man, how to put it?
No, I get what you're saying, man. Like on a cosmological scale, absolutely nothing we do or believe or art we create or any conversations we have are gonna hold any meaning or any value in like the grand scale of the cosmos and time.
That
Nothing will be
Right.
remembered. We'll all be reduced to ashes.
yes,
Everyone will forget everything we've ever done or cared about. And probably just within one generation.
yeah,
Like in 100 years, nobody's gonna remember your name or what you did or the adventures you had. And it's really fucking grim if you think about the world in that way, right?
yeah,
You
Right.
you gotta scale it
I'll
down to feel any sense of joy.
I'll tell you this though, it's also kind of freeing in a way. Like I've worked that realization and I've dealt with it to the point where it's like, well, honestly, it's kind of freeing. That means I could kind of do what I feel is right because it doesn't matter. It
yeah,
only matters to me. It
it,
matters to the people around me. So I can live in a way that yeah, it's looking past the illusion of morality even. Like it doesn't matter if I feel it's right or wrong. It's more important if I feel it's right for me,
it,
whatever I'm doing.
yeah.
You know?
That's very true. That is something that I think a few years ago I realized that freeing moment. Um, it is very freeing. It the and that's kind of when I went from the worry to the I'm just going to wait for death, and that sounds grim, but I'm not really
It
waiting.
fucking does.
I'm living my life, but um, and I'm happy while living my life because I'm not over analyzing when is it going to happen. It's going to happen. Um, it will happen. There is no stopping it. We all die. We all decay. We're just bags of meat, and that's how
Hey man, I heard they're making advancements. They're figuring out some anti-aging
I
tech.
I have actually heard, yeah, that they're and I thought about that too. So if you look at, I don't know, 1,000 years ago, the or whatever, people only like back when Jesus was around, people only lived to their 30s. Now we live to their hundreds.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I remember like the oldest person being 101 or something, and now it's like 110, and our life expectancy, I think, will gradually extend more and more to a degree as technologically goes. Um,
Maybe not in America, but
no,
some of those
yeah.
other countries have really good runs.
But at some point, even if we were to achieve long-lasting life of like 500 years, it's not gonna happen within my time frame. Even if, and this is part of the reason why I wanted to do this cast and stuff, is this should hopefully and technically be around after I'm long gone, and somebody might be able to
Yeah.
listen to it and either gain something from it or just enjoy themselves hearing me talk.
That's a good point, man. We're part of an interesting generation. Like when I was growing up, the generation before me had shitty video on actual
Hmm.
film. And before that, they didn't have shit, dude. There's no records of any
Yeah.
of like my grandparents at all. I got some word of mouth, maybe some paper documents. You know, when you go down the ancestry tree and you look at like marriage records and certificates and documents, it's just paperwork. But starting in our generation with digital, 100 generations from now, people could look up videos of like their great great triple great grandparents and see high definition 4K videos of like dozens of generations before them. And that's something humanity's just never had before.
Yeah.
You could
But
look up your great grandparents' blogs and
but but
Instagrams.
That's true.
but let me ask you this: is that a good thing? Because I mean, I'm on Instagram sometimes. I look at stuff people post. Like, do you really want to see your great grandma in a low cut dress?
Yeah,
You know,
I want to
bending
see
over
my
in the
triple
mirror
great
and
grandparents fuck.
Here's here
there you go.
here
I want to see the sex tapes.
here. Yeah, I was gonna say here. Oh, and if you look here, you can see my great grandmother back when she was doing her OnlyFans. Oh man, she made so much
Mm-hmm.
money.
She could twerk
Mm-hmm.
so good.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I
As a matter of fact, as a matter of fact, you can still buy the video where my great granddad was conceived for $10.
yeah, yes, yes. I
I'll
mean,
Venmo you, man. Send that to me.
um, so yeah, I think it's a double-edged sword to a degree. It reminds me of like when I would go over to my grandparents' house. My papaw, he had a tattoo on his arm of a naked lady, and being a kid, I was like, how'd you get that? And learning that he was in this a sailor and he was another country or whatever, blah blah. Now I could be, oh well, let me pull up the video. I'll show you when I got it, and I was super hammered and all this other stuff. I I
Yeah,
I'm glad we're here to experience it, but I definitely wonder how it'll go in the future.
dude. People aren't going to remember how hard up people were without digital media.
Hmm.
Like you were just saying, man, just a couple generations ago, people were tattooing naked ladies onto their skin to make it slightly easier to jerk off.
That's not exactly what I was saying, but yeah,
Future generations just don't have that concern at
yeah,
all.
they don't know about turning it to channel 99 where it's staticky and you gotta squint your eyes,
Yeah.
man.
Or having just a hard time in prison and knowing one
Oh
guy
man.
who can draw really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll get you $20 from the commissary, man. Just hook me up.
Oh man, that's true. Or being a kid and not having access to internet, or since there was no internet, and you had the one buddy who had the porno mag, you're like, man, can I just borrow it for a week? I just want to check it out.
That was how it was, dude.
It was. It really was. I remember knowing this one kid who he found like three porno mags that were just in a gutter, and I was like, you
Yeah.
picked them up? He's like, yeah. I was like, can I see it? Instead of being like, gross, what the fuck?
That's a time honored tradition, man. When you had pornography magazines that you wanted to dispose of, you didn't throw them in the garbage.
No.
You took them to the woods
Yeah.
so that other people in need could find them.
I've heard so many stories of people finding old magazines in the woods. Like
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
a
that,
time honored
yeah.
tradition.
It,
Shit, man, we've lost that.
we really have.
We don't have to. We can reclaim it.
It's our GoFundMe of
All
magazines
all
in the
you listeners to the
forest.
Sandpit, go out, get a Playboy, hide it in the woods.
Oh man, turn into one of
That,
those geofines.
there you
Yeah,
go.
geocache it. There you go.
I mean, some cultures have various like bar mitzvahs or whatever, like when a boy starts to become a man. I guess America does have the old magazines in the wood thing, right?
Time
Or
honored
have.
tradition, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's some good shit. That's some stuff that when you were younger, you kept that tight to your chest.
hmm
Absolutely.
I will say, and I think I'm not alone in this, being about 14, being online at that age and finding a little thing known as bondage fairies. Now
Oh man, yeah, I
I might
remember that.
I know I'm not alone in this because I'm sure a lot of people were like, "What the hell's this?"
Mm-hmm.
Let me masturbate to some drawn insect porn.
Yeah, I I remember stumbling upon that when I was a kid too, and I was like, "What is this weird ass shit?"
hmm
And then just be like, "You
hmm
know what? This isn't that bad."
You know, at
It
that
kinda,
age, I think I was downloading random videos from Kazaa and hoping
Oh
they had
yeah,
boobs.
yeah. Um,
Torrenting.
yeah, things have changed.
yeah.
So we've been going for about an hour and 10 minutes. Do you guys feel like you got a little more time on you?
I got an infinite amount of gas in this tank. I can go all night.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm good for a little more. I mean, so long as we don't have to talk about bondage fairies, let's keep going.
I really want to hear more. Come on.
Dude, that
You never saw 'em?
No, I honestly never did.
I got
Oh God, it's
we gotta
Hold on,
find you.
I'll just Google it
Yeah,
real
Google it.
quick.
You'll
You
pop
yeah,
up.
guys
yeah,
keep
Yeah.
yeah.
talking. I'll.
God, I remember Bondage Fairs. That shit was wild when I found it. And it really opened me up to mangas in general of like, uh, not necessarily the pornographic type. Of course, it did to a degree, but it really opened me up to being able to sit there and read it and kind of enjoy it for what it was. But I
Right.
remember it having weird stuff. Um,
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
it's good stuff.
I
um,
wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, honestly, you're right about being able to sit there and just read a comic, manga online because like the story or whatever. I mean, that's like kind of what you stuck around for,
hmm
and then in between the weird shit, there's like a couple of lesbian drawings in there, and it's like, all right, well, this ain't so bad,
That's
So.
that's not bad, man. I mean, I remember hard times. All you could do was maybe you had a
hmm
Sears magazine and your imagination.
hmm
hmm
Whew, it's
So,
rough.
so we talked a bit about video games, a little bit about mental health. I think we'll revisit mental health in the future. Something I want to talk to you about shifting over to paranormal. Um, those was it Buga spheres? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, I think so.
They recently started to hit it with different frequencies, I think, or something like that, and seeing how it reacts.
So there have been developments.
I mean, it's one of those things where you still have the people who will say, well, they used a poor item to do it, and they're not taking into account their microphones and all this other stuff. At the end of the day, I feel like they still need to just cut that shit open. Um, I mean, what's you're not. I don't feel like that'd be destroying it as long as you
I
do.
mean, what if it truly is such advanced technology? Like, what could we even learn by cutting it open? Like, if we took a cell phone, a modern day smartphone, and took it back to like the 1600s, and they cut it open, what would they have learned?
That's true. Um, that's very true.
Who's to say we could glean anything?
Well, and that too is like for me, cutting it open would give the final nail in the coffin of did somebody just make it or whatever. Because even though I've had the experiences I've had and I've gone through what I have, I'm still kind of a firm believer that if what I see is something that has been man-made, no matter what, unless you're able to prove to me indefinitely that's not. Um, the amount of covert things or things that the governments can't talk let you know that you exist that
Hmm.
they made, um, that to me says, okay, everything that is not natural is probably man-made. Um, so cut it open and show me the man-made stuff. And if it's not, then there's my proof that it's not man-made. But even then, if it's just a bunch of circuit boards or something, it is what it is. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not what people are expecting it to be. I feel like when it comes to aliens, especially, nothing will matter until we have an alien standing in front of us.
Even then, people aren't going to believe it because it's going to be AI and doctored footage. They're going to want to see it in person.
That's what I mean by in person. I mean like on the global stage with mankind. Sort of like oh man, what was that old ass 80s show where aliens came down? I'm gonna look it up.
Third Rock from the Sun, but that was
No.
90s. Let me think. Aliens came down in a
They
show.
have Alien Nation. Yes.
Oh,
Oh
with
yeah.
the weird heads. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I was
Yes.
thinking,
Geopolitics, yeah.
Yes. I feel like nothing will matter until we have something of that along those lines where aliens are integrated with us. We
What if they already are, man?
oh, a lot of people speculate that, but I really think what we talked about last cast, with it being more spiritual, and with them being more along the lines of trans transit going from one dimension to another dimension to our dimension.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I think that makes far more sense. Um, and I don't really maybe not necessarily dimension, but I feel like if something is technically advanced enough to where what we see people speculate, that would make the most sense compared to interstellar travel or anything of that nature. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I think there's just so many possibilities, like even outside the realm of extra dimensional entities, there's simulation theory, right?
mhm,
What if we're the Sims, and aliens just have administrative access and they can no clip
yeah,
straight through your walls and pause time and do whatever they want.
dude, it's pausing time. So I've had two experiences with pausing time that really freaked me out. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it happened when I was at school when this happened. It was in middle school. I believe I was in maybe seventh grade, or maybe before that, sixth grade. Um, but I remember lunchtime hit. We were all, and everybody was in the hallway walking to the lunchroom, scattered around, whatever, and then just everything stopped. And I just remember a feeling of there being somebody around me, but nobody was moving, and I was unable to move, and everything was just stopped in time, and I couldn't. I could move my eyes, and that was pretty much it.
That's the spookiest shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
That shit scared me so fucking bad. The first time it happened, I blew it off as um I just imagined it, like, oh, maybe I just
Dude, you're
whatever.
like so wide awake in middle school at
Mm-hmm.
lunchtime. You are not taking a nap.
No.
Nobody is.
Yeah.
That's
This
not a dream.
the second time it happened, um, I I clearly remember nobody moved. Everything stopped. Noise stopped. Everything stopped for a good like 3 seconds. And I could just stare forward and look around a little bit with my eyes, uh, but I knew something was around me, and that was the only thing about it. And then once it stopped, I remember because I was like mid stride of stopping and looking around and watching everybody um, just basically keep going on like nothing happened and thinking, am I going crazy?
That's wild, man.
That was one of the times that really fucked with me a lot. It's something that,
I can't even think of an explanation for that, right?
yeah, I've always tried to look for one, to be real. Um, Mayhem. Sorry, my dog's barking. He's getting hungry. Um, it is one of those
Maybe
things.
it was just a
Mhm.
maybe it was just a little lag in the system, you know?
Yeah, I mean that it could be. I mean, I don't know how else how in any way, shape, or form I could explain it. I've never really told anybody either. I think this is the first time I'm really telling anybody about it.
Yeah,
Because it
my first
just
time hearing.
it's one of those things that how can I explain that to anybody? I mean like I really kept that back from anybody because it really
Yeah.
felt like a moment of okay, I'm just crazy.
Well,
Um,
if you tell that to anybody, they're gonna believe one of two things. They're gonna either think you're completely fucking nuts, or they're going to believe you entirely. And there isn't a lot of middle ground, right?
yeah, yeah,
Right.
Because there's just no explanation for a scenario like that. To experience like a time stoppage in the middle of the day when you're super wide awake, surrounded by other people.
It
For what
almost
it's
sounds
worth, I believe you.
thank you.
yeah, I mean I think anyone that's had maybe not that same experience, but anything other that they can't explain would lean on the side of believing you, like I believe you. And it almost sounds like the complete opposite of what missing time is, right? It's like the inverse of missing time. It's like extra time that
Yeah,
Yeah,
nothing happens in, you
yeah,
know?
and
that's a
that
good point.
and that's really it. That's really what it kind of felt like too. Is like somebody just hit pause on their game. I mean, to put it in simpler terms, um, that I was just on a pause screen, or something along those lines, and it with a lot of the stuff that I've experienced and have gone through, I feel like what you guys said is true and why I don't really talk about it with anybody because there's 1 in 10. You either think I'm crazy and lying or I'm honest and truthful. There is no middle ground because it's
Yeah,
so improbable to prove. We, there's no way in hell that every single person in that hallway stopped and stopped talking for 3 seconds, making no noise on lunch. And myself being unable to move a muscle and proceed like normal. Um,
yeah. Like there's no middle ground, man.
yeah.
Either you're completely making it up, lying just for attention and fun.
Mhm.
You're completely delusional and off your rocker and crazy,
Mhm.
or you actually experience that. Like those are the only three possibilities that exist. And I've known you long enough to I totally believe your experience.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. It's one of those things where I mean I'd like to think I know you well enough to know that you're not bullshitting and you're not crazy. I mean, you might be a little depressed, but who isn't? But that's not
Yeah.
crazy. That's like, you know.
That's the same reason I believe in Bigfoot. There's just so many testimonials, and it's like, do you believe 100% of them are full of shit, making stuff up, or completely delusional and out of touch of reality? But if just one of those motherfuckers actually saw what they saw, Bigfoot's real, man.
Yeah.
Bigfoot's real.
I think about what you said in that first podcast where it was you worded it very well about um, basically what you just said. As long as one person has experienced it, one person has seen it, then it is real. Um, Now, it doesn't matter if it's real is a different subject. And I think that's where a lot of people get with paranormal things, uh, get sidestepped with is um, the why did it happen, and sometimes it doesn't matter. I mean that's a secret that I've been living with for all my life, and
Yeah.
I've always tried to think of why, but it really doesn't matter why. It's something
I
that
think it's
happened.
above our pay grade, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever really learn why.
So I have a general I or theory that kind of doesn't explain these type of things, but sort of at least lends towards sort of the general, general kind of like what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this, I believe our brains and our minds, the way we perceive things, it functions in a way where we're able to function as we are, but it definitely, I think it limits, like it blocks certain things out, right?
Yes.
And I think that's sort of what mental illness might be. Certain types,
Mm-hmm.
it's not that the person is seeing things that aren't there. They might be seeing a representation of something that other people just don't notice. Because your mind, there's so much stuff going on that for us to even get to the level of we could live a mundane life the way we do as humans is that we just need to block all that stuff out.
Yeah. I
And I think
Yeah.
that's sort of, sometimes there's a short malfunction, sometimes there's a issue with certain people, and because we see what happens when a little extra gets in,
mm-hmm.
you know
Yeah.
like people that believe certain things or have certain things that we all kind of have but don't have access to at the moment, being the extra sensory, or even like look at someone like Tesla, for example.
Mm-hmm.
He was a
Genius.
genius inventor, right? And I don't think he was all that much smarter than anyone else. I think that his ideas were just not being filtered as much as some,
Yes.
Yeah.
us who are just going day by day. And I think that, we have examples, but the moment it becomes something about experiencing stuff that science can't explain, at least yet, then it becomes like, oh, you're crazy, you're this, you're that. But no, I just think sometimes some people just have a little extra come in, and
I
that's it,
Dude,
you know?
I think you're entirely right. Like,
yeah.
I know people like to think of our brains as like mega computers that are like computing everything, but I think their most important job is as a filter. Like, who we are, everything we are, we're a brain in a black box without anything except for sensory input, right?
Yeah.
You're getting
Right,
sensory input through your eyes, through your skin. And it's all like it's basically just digital ones and zeros, right? It's just binary. Your eyes aren't like projecting images into your brain. It's converting what you see into ones and zeros, feeding it into your brain, and your brain has to filter fucking everything. It has to filter your touch, your sound, your vision, and try to
yeah,
condense it into like a parsable, useful amount of information, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure
right,
everybody's a little different in how their brain does stuff. And I think some
right,
people they just don't filter out. They don't have the exact same filters that are common that we accept as the norm.
Yeah, I
So I think
agree.
some people really can tap in and experience other things that people just filter out by default, right? Like
right,
maybe most people are programmed to just not see aliens. You know, maybe their eyeballs see them, maybe they hear them, maybe they touch them and feel them,
Mm-hmm.
but their brain just filters it out as if it doesn't even exist.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think of there's I think I don't remember if it's a disease or what, but there's certain people when they look at people's faces, or a person's face will look demonic and twisted to them, even though there's nothing going on there. It's just that that's how their eyes and their mind perceive it, what they see is happening. Um,
Yeah.
so no, I think you're on the right track with that. Um,
Or like caricatures, like some people
hmm
see super exaggerated features, right? Like caricature artists.
yeah, yeah,
They can just really tune into what makes a person unique.
yeah. Everybody sees, and that's something that I think that a lot of people forget is everybody sees things differently. No matter what you're looking at, it's not the same person. You're not seeing the same thing as the person next to you.
Yeah, we kind of just pretend that we have like this shared reality
Yeah,
in which we all exist, and without acknowledging how different it might be from one person to another.
Right. And I think that goes to sort of why, like, even certain artists, like, we all know Van Gogh was nuts, right? But yet his experiences, the way he experienced the world,
Yeah,
was so tragic and beautiful at the
yeah,
same time that, that's why he became, his art is still world famous.
yeah, he still
Um,
resonates for sure.
yeah, and just, you look at some of his stuff and it's like, wow, what it would be like to experience the world as he did, at least, for a day, because obviously it wouldn't be good. It wasn't a good life he led long term, but
yeah. But what
No,
he
that's it's
you
saw,
like
know,
that for a lot of artists, right? Like some of the best art comes from the most tortured people.
hmm
You know, that's kind of the same for like comedy, right?
yeah,
Some of the best comedians are the ones that have had like the most tragic, rough lives.
I mean that's so true.
right,
Like Richard Pryor, man, what a
Oh
legend.
yeah,
yeah,
no,
and sort of to give.
go for it.
Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
Sort of to get back into the sensory thing. I know I read this thing where apparently our vision works as a sort of the way it works is it combines the last 15 seconds into like whatever is most cohesive. So we know our brain edits things out.
hmm
Like that's
Yeah,
why, because otherwise, even with rapid eye movement and these and all that, like it would be very jarring without that filtering.
Yeah, I
So we
remember.
know it does it.
Yeah,
I don't think your brain is concerned with objective reality as much as it is concerned with giving you a parsable amount of data that you can work with, whether it's real or not. It just wants to feed you like stuff you can take action on.
man, I gotta say, going through uh my physical health stuff that with acne and stuff, and talking to my nurse, fuck, nurse,
Neurologist?
yeah, yeah, neurology, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Um, it something that I've come to realize and talk to her when I talk to her about sometimes is um the disconnect of my mind and my body, and what I mean by that is kind of what you guys are talking about. My brain is telling me one thing while I'm actually experiencing something very different.
Yeah.
I think how to put it. I think I put it well. The whole there's no way to that they're able to prove that I'm in pain in the way I'm in pain, um, and that there's no explanation for it, but that doesn't
Yeah.
stop me from being in pain. Um,
Right? It's like there's a software problem versus a hardware problem.
mm-hmm,
Like
Yeah,
hardware you
yeah,
can easily identify, right? It's like this
yeah,
nerve is fucked up, it's firing in a weird way. this bone is broken, but in brain processing, and it's not just in pain conditions, it's
Mm-hmm.
PTSD, childhood trauma. The science just isn't there yet to like be able to prove all this stuff exists. But people just have such horrible experiences with the software of their mind and how it interprets data. Like your nerves can just send a steady signal and your brain is going to process it the way it does, and you can't do a fucking thing about it. And they don't have many drugs that can do a thing about it either.
Yeah.
It's a
Right.
freaking nightmare of a problem. And I feel horrible. My mom suffered from a chronic pain condition. It was trigeminal neuralgia, which the French name for it was tic douloureux. And very famously, trigeminal neuralgia has it was called the suicide disease.
Oh yeah.
It's a nerve pain of your face.
Yep.
And it was called the suicide disease because 50% of people that were diagnosed with it killed themselves inside of a year.
Yep.
And it's a completely invisible, horrible, horrible pain condition that's just it's the kind of pain that's incompatible with life,
I knew.
Anybody that's experienced chronic pain
Mm-hmm.
knows how much it grinds you down day after day after day. And the
Yeah.
fact that it's invisible and doctors can't see it, they can't x-ray it. It's so hard to get treatment, especially with the war on drugs and how hard it is to get like opioid prescriptions and stuff. My heart really goes out to people with chronic pain conditions because I've seen firsthand and I've had it affect my life and my brother's lives and my sister's lives. It's truly horrible.
It's it's really hard to deal with. Kind of backpacking on what you were talking about. Um, like, luckily for me, I get muscle relaxers, and that helps me out to enough to get through the day without. I say without being in much pain, but I am. What they I went through a program they had called PRP, Physical Rehabilitation Program,
Yeah.
and it helped me out in a way that they probably didn't mean for it to help me out. Um, they basically taught me to live with it, more or less. Uh,
Yeah.
and just waking up, there's some days where I just don't want to wake up. Um, the pain is always going. It never stops. The only times that I recently haven't felt pain is right before it's really bad, which like we moved and the way my pain works, it wraps around my left side to my front. Reverberates along that nerve line. Um,
Yeah.
and when I push myself too hard, what will happen is that pain will go away and it'll go straight into my T6 and T7, I think she said, um, in my spine. It just feels like a ball of pain in back there, way worse than what it was before. Um,
Oh,
and it feels like there's nobody to talk to about it. Even when that PRP that went through, we were in a group setting and talking with those people that were going through similar or worse experiences. Um, it was comforting to know that I'm not alone. That maybe my pain's not the worst, but for me, it still doesn't change anything.
yeah.
What I've learned from it is I don't talk about it because nobody wants to hear about it.
Right.
Um, and doing so puts me on an island, which I've learned to be okay with. But sometimes it's extremely hard, and uh, I try my best to talk to my wife about it and things of that nature. Um, Whenever it's bad, but there's why burden her or anybody else with that pain when there's nothing that can be done about it.
Yeah, it's difficult because it's invisible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if people could see your pain, like it was a demon with a dagger stabbing into your ribs, just standing by you all the time, it'd be a different thing. People would be able to see it and acknowledge it. Be like, "Hey, man, are you okay? You got some fucked up shit happening." But no, you have to wake up and endure an invisible pain that exists every single day with almost no relief. And in a social sense, people just aren't equipped
Yeah,
to deal with those conversations. They don't have the bandwidth. People are so concerned with their own lives that
I agree.
it's hard to acknowledge or give the proper amount of time and attention to other people's invisible struggles, right? And it's not just pain, right? It's emotional trauma, it's depression. It's everybody's dealing with their own vivid, horrible internal worlds.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you only have so much attention and emotional cash to like dole out to people in your lives, right?
Yep. The
It's a
attention
horrible problem.
resource, like you mentioned earlier, it is.
Yeah,
It's
it's a resource. Totally.
um. I think that I'm one of the lucky ones where when I saw my neurologist the first time, she's the head of neurology at the hospital, whatever I go to.
Yeah.
But when I saw her the first time, she kind of was a little dismissive of it until she was able to feel it. I have a spot in my underneath one of my left rib where the muscle had calcified and hardened to a point where you can actually feel the hardened muscle that is overworking itself trying to compensate for the pain, more or less.
Right.
Um, and I feel like if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be able to have gone down the road that I have, and I can only imagine the people that are out there that don't have that way of having physical proof that something's wrong.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it's sad. It's so sad. And I know that I've been reading about some clinical trials of like they're putting a chip in your brain that's supposed to help mitigate, like stop the chronic
Yeah.
pain. But that is still so far away from helping anybody out.
It's
Anybody,
it's a problem people have been working on for a long
yeah,
time, right? Like nerve pain is a special kind of demon because it's just so invisible and there's so few clinically observable things to reinforce the
Yeah.
diagnosis, right? Like
yeah,
some things you can't fake, sweating, increased pulse, blood pressure. There are physical signs of pain, but the war on drugs has made it so difficult to like for doctors to prescribe pain meds. I really think it's criminal how we have these drugs that are so good at addressing pain, and we're so concerned about keeping drug addicts like not
Yeah.
giving drug addicts access to a supply that we let people suffer to the point where suicide is like their only option. Like it feels so criminal. I hate it so much because I've seen firsthand like you, man, you're one of my best friends and I hate seeing you suffer.
I appreciate
I,
that, man.
I truly hate it.
Yeah. Likewise. I mean, that's why I'm sort of in favor of legalization across the board. Like even okay, even if your issue is with drug addicts, the only way to actually help the addicted population is to stop criminalizing them so that they actually can hopefully live long enough to get the help they need, right? You're not
Yeah.
going to go say if they made having cancer illegal, well, how are you going to go get treated for your cancer? You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Yeah,
So and you're just preventing a lot of people that and that's why you get into these situations where you had to have something physical that your neurologist says, "Oh wait, you're not lying about this," because yeah, why would you lie? The only the only reason someone might lie is because they're trying to get prescribed something, and even then, a lot of those people are experiencing some fucked up shit. It's
Yeah.
just not the shit that they're saying to. So, to eliminate the mistrust and everything, we just need to forego all these laws that only hurt people because, you know, then at that point it's like, well, why would you lie about this to a professional? Like,
Mm-hmm.
let's see what's going on, etc.
I think
I totally agree.
I think
Yeah,
you're right.
and
Yeah.
from a moral standpoint, I would rather supply 10 addicts with drugs than keep one person in chronic pain. Like, I I just hate it, man. I hate seeing people suffer needlessly when we have such amazing tools to relieve pain at our
Right.
disposal.
Man, I remember the first time she gave me a shot in that spot. Um, it was intense. I mean, this needle was so fucking long because I had to get up underneath my rib. And I just remember her asking, like, she's like, "Okay, I see your muscle. The needle's in there. I'm gonna start injecting it." And it hurt. And she was like, "If you pass out, don't worry. People pass out from this all the time." And then I was like, "Is there?" And she's like, "I'm going to have to break up some of the calcification." And I said, and as she's doing that, I'm like, "Is so? What am I going to come back and you guys are going to do surgery?" She goes, "No, I have to use the needle that it's in you right now." And it just hurt like hell. And
Yeah.
I'm so happy I've gotten away from having those the the shots, and I'm able to do fine with what I'm doing now. But man, I gotta say, every time I see her, I hate it because she has to poke and prod everything, and it fucking hurts like hell the next day. But I'm starting to go to her. Only see her once a year now, so it's getting better.
Yeah, man, chronic pain is a monster, and it's such a silent pandemic, right? So many people
Yeah.
struggle with it. They can't talk about it. They can't share it, and they're not getting the pain relief they need. You know,
hmm I
and in America, like our medical care is just it's it leaves so much to be desired. It's a real struggle for so many folks.
I like the idea that you guys are talking about, where legalize everything more or less, and do what I think. God, I forget what country's doing it, and I want to say somewhere in Chicago maybe, where they have um the meth heads are it's so meth is such a pandemic that they have a place where you're allowed to bring your drugs and use it there with clean needles and everything
Yeah,
to help mitigate
Mm.
the part of it. And I think having a place like that for all legalized things would be good. A place where you can monitor yourself more or less.
yeah, like harm reduction services, right?
Yes,
Like
yeah,
people are
Yeah.
gonna do the thing no matter what.
yes.
Try to give them a safe place, safe tools, a supportive
Hmm.
staff if there's any trouble, just
Hmm.
to reduce the amount of harm caused if anything goes wrong, right? So
Right.
much of the danger in drugs in America is from just a dirty supply.
Yeah.
You have people buying the drugs, cutting them with crazy shit, reselling them, getting them cut again. You have no idea what you're getting, and some drugs are just terrifyingly strong. Fentanyl's dosed in micrograms, like parts per million, as opposed to, what we're used to with ordinary drugs, like milligrams, parts per thousand.
hmm
So you just get a bad batch of something, it can take out so many people. It's the war on drugs has stigmatized drugs so much that people are dying from the stigma.
Yes, yeah.
It's
Yes.
it's terrible.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
So so I
go for it.
so So yeah, what you're talking about is they call them safe use sites where they have trained staff. Like they don't supply you with a drug, they don't,
Right.
but they might supply you with the equipment. They have trained personnel in case if you start ODing or whatever, and they always have information for when you're ready to stop. Because I think most people on a long enough timeline will get sick and tired of that life. But
Hmm.
that's only if they live long enough to get to that point.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
how many people that use drugs aren't just using them just for a temporary high? How many people are using drugs for mental health reasons, for physiological pain reasons?
Well,
You know?
probably about 90%, I would say. Like, and you're also talking about like I've known a lot of addicts, and these are some of like the best of people that are just in bad situations.
Yeah.
You know, very, very capable, very to support the lifestyle of a drug addict is incredibly challenging.
Hmm.
You're talking about people that if they even use like 50% of that effort, energy, and commitment towards something like a job or something that could benefit them and society in the long run, you're looking at a very, very
Oh yeah.
successful. Yeah, so
You're
it's
looking at a CEO, man. You gotta hustle
yeah.
so much on the streets
Oh
to
yeah.
keep up a
Oh yeah.
steady supply
Yeah.
and keep
Yeah.
yourself alive, social contacts.
Oh
It's
yeah.
wild, man.
A lot of the very anti-drug people, they'll stand up on their soapbox, etc. They would not survive as a drug addict very long. They would not be good at that lifestyle because they wouldn't actually just have what it takes in them. You know?
They ain't got that
Um,
dog in them.
Yeah.
nah.
Man, that's true. Um, so it's hour 15 minutes. I think this might be a good stopping point if you guys want to stop here.
Yeah, I'm cool with that, man. I got a piece so bad. Oh my god.
And I'll,
Sounds good.
I'll
Sounds good.
play the outro music.
That was a fun talk, man. We got into some heavy
Oh yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
It was a good talk. I'm glad we were able to go a bit longer this time. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it to an hour, but man, it's sometimes we're just kind of flip into it.
It's once we
Yeah.
get going, man. I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, you guys have always been amazing friends, amazing people to talk to. Um, your points of views are always such a good viewpoint, a different perspective than my own. I think I overthink stuff way too much.
I think you bring a lot to the table yourself, man. I think we got three really
Yeah.
cool heads, some diverse opinions, diverse life experiences. It's always fun talking with you too.
Yeah.
Yes, yes it is.
I think I'll look at the topics for next time, next week, and I'll look at the schedule, see what's up. Maybe we can talk about drugs, maybe, since ended with drugs, maybe bring it up with drugs.
Circle back around.
Yeah.
Oh. You know what? You know what? What if the guy that's fighting the dolphin is hopped up on cocaine and meth or something? You know,
There you
pump him
go.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meth could really
He's on,
balance this
he's
fight
on
out.
fucking angel dust
I
or
lived in
something.
Hawaii for a long time. Meth can do some crazy shit.
Yes, it can.